speaking of how correctly Marvel does it, let's hop onto that Marvel news because there's a lot of it. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 13 bits of news. So we might have to power through these. Some of them that we don't have a lot of information on, so it'll be pretty easy. Do you have one you want to start with, or just want me to randomly choose?
Miss Marvel. We'll start there.
Miss Marvel?
Cool. You're diversifying into a whole new culture with Miss Marvel.
I don't even have that down here, but
you don't?
Oh yeah, no, there she is. No, I love that character
great.
from the comics.
I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, she's great she's great from the comics. Like I'm down for that. She's a great character. I'd love to see that
watch it.
Action.
And whether I like it or not, that's to be decided.
But have you read the comic?
No.
Oh, she's great. Captain Marvel 2.
She's got stretchy arms.
Yeah. She embiggens.
I don't know what that means.
You'll see. Captain Marvel 2. I don't think I have any information on that other than that there's a sequel.
Yep, it's coming. We don't know what's gonna happen, but it's coming.
I don't know a whole lot about her villains or anything. So I couldn't even like guess where it's going, but I'm excited about it. Hawkeye series on Disney Plus.
Skrulls. It's gonna have to deal with Skrulls. But
Captain Marvel or Hawkeye?
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Hawkeye. Okay.
We don't have to go through it that fast. So the Hawkeye series is going to be based off of, I think, a Hawkeye comic, a more recent one that people really love, where he's like just an everyday guy doing Hawkeye stuff. He lives in a crappy apartment. He's deaf now.
Doesn't make any sense.
He has a dog.
He's Hawkeye doing everyday Hawkeye stuff. What's that even mean?
Everyday Hawkeye stuff, like shooting an arrow.
Okay.
I don't know. But a lot of people like the comic series. I haven't read it. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know who illustrated it. But he has a dog. I think it's really funny, people say. He's going to have a sidekick.
I could get behind that. Hawkeye with a dog. All right. Moving on.
All right. She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Featuring The Abomination is back.
Yep.
From The Incredible Hulk.
I heard.
Bruce Banner is coming back. Mark Ruffalo is coming back.
Good.
So that's going to be expensive. Right?
I mean, because all of their stuff is expensive and they can afford it because they're Disney.
They got that Disney money. Because I'm assuming She-Hulk is going to be She-Hulk all the time like she is in the comics. And you're going to have to do CGI for that because she's like 7.5 feet tall, I think, and green and buff. And I don't think the actress they chose is 7.5 feet tall.
Not likely.
No, so they're going to have to do CGI for that. They're going to have to do CGI for the Hulk. They're going to have to do Abomination CGI. So that's going to be an expensive show.
#facts.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It'll probably have Daredevil in it, I'm assuming, because she's a lawyer. Daredevil's a lawyer.
Ooh, Charlie Cox.
More on Daredevil in a minute. Just kidding. Let's just get it out of the way now. What's going on with Spider-Man? What's going on with Spider-Man? Because what is going on?
Multiverse of Madness. That's all I gotta say.
Huh?
Multiverse of Madness. That's all I gotta say.
Andrew Garfield is back. Tobey Maguire's back. Doc Ock is back.
They are working out a deal with Sony to bring Tobey Maguire back.
Tobey Maguire might be back. Andrew Garfield might be back.
The original actor that did Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2 is back.
I heard they're bringing back the Green Goblin from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And
I don't think that's true.
I heard that. Willem Dafoe. And they're bringing back the Green Goblin from the Andrew Garfield, that kid.
Interesting.
Also, Jamie Foxx is back as Electro.
Yeah.
And I heard they're bringing the actor that played Sandman back. They're obviously doing a Sinister Six.
Yeah, they've been trying to get a Sinister Six thing going on forever.
They want it so bad. Remember the Hall of Origin stories from The Amazing Spider-Man? Where it was just down in Osborn's basement. It was just every origin story in a glass case. Like they had Doc Ock's arms in there.
Yeah.
They had the vulture wings. Remember how stupid that was?
Yes.
Just instead of giving everyone a unique origin story, they just have everything in a tank.
Yep. As tech.
We'll just glue these arms onto someone.
Yeah.
We'll just glue these wings onto someone, and now you're the vulture.
See, I was thinking a bit about that. Like, how are they going to incorporate all of this together? And
Multiverse of Madness.
Well, yes, obviously, that's how it's all going to start. But from a story point, like, where's that going to go?
It's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard not to copy Spider-Verse too much. Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes, but I think they have a really good plan because I watched a YouTuber named Emergency Awesome.
Oh, I like him.
Yeah, I watched his video today, and his theory is, and I am totally 100% behind it, since Mysterio outed Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2, the Multiverse of Madness is going to happen. Yeah, spoiler alert, but that happened like 2 years ago. But anyway, the Multiverse of Madness is going to happen. And if these other Spider-Men come into this universe, one of them's going to take the fall for this universe's Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, oh,
no. Be like, oh no, that was me, because there's three freaking Spider-Mans swinging around.
Yeah, it would have to be Andrew Garfield, because I'm pretty sure Tobey Maguire is significantly taller than.
I don't know. I think Andrew Garfield is pretty tall.
Oh, so I was that.
I think Tobey Maguire is actually kind of short.
Yeah, but he's not as short as Tom Holland.
I don't know. You'd be surprised.
I don't know if I would be. But maybe I would be. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that the end of the Scarlet Witch show is going to be her freaking out and tearing a hole in the multiverse, because that's something the Scarlet Witch loves to do. And then that's going to lead directly into Doctor Strange, because she's in that movie.
Yeah.
And then the end of Doctor Strange is going to tie directly into Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a triple.
Yes.
That's going to be like a secret trilogy.
Yes. I agree. I could get behind that.
And that's going to be like the new overarching thing is multiverse stuff for phase 3.
Yes. Phase 4. Or is it phase 5 at this point?
Is it? Is it?
Dude, I don't even know anymore.
I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
There hasn't been one all year. This is the first year in forever that there hasn't been a Marvel movie.
We were supposed to have Black Widow.
Yeah, but we didn't.
Transition into Black Widow.
Oh, I don't have that on my list.
Trailer 2 is out.
Hasn't trailer 2 been out?
Or the final trailer's out, which means it's probably trailer 3. Anyway, I watched it today.
All right.
And I was never excited for this movie, but now I am.
What changed your mind?
They showed more shots of Taskmaster.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty dope.
Did you know that Florence Pugh, who is the other Black Widow in that movie, the blonde one?
Uh-huh.
I believe she is in the Hawkeye series.
Good. Because, Marvel likes to tie everything together.
And she starred in a movie called Midsummer which was a horror movie from either last year and or the year before. No, it was last year. And it was really freaking good. It was by Ari Aster, the guy who did Hereditary. And it was really freaking good.
All right.
She's a good actress, and I'm very excited about it. Armor Wars. Starring War Machine. This is right up your alley.
I don't know anything about it, honestly.
Apparently, it's going to be about Iron Man tech.
This is the first I'm hearing about it, actually.
Oh, it's going to be Iron Man 2, but good. Iron Man's tech falls into the wrong hands, and Rhodey has to deal with it. So all of like the armor-based villains from the Iron Man comics, like Crimson Dynamo and all that, living whatever. I assume they're all going to be in this show, since the Iron Man movies are obviously dying down, except for another.
Well, yeah, you can't have Iron Man movies without Downey Jr.
Well, that's not what the next topic says, but War Machine has to deal with all that. So that's gonna be good, and I think that's a series. I don't think that's a show.
Okay.
So I assume it'll be like Monster of the Week, except it'll be a different armored villain.
Okay.
I assume Justin Hammer will be back, which is great.
Oh, forget that guy.
Nah, he's hilarious.
I hate that guy.
It's gonna be great. Ironheart is the next one.
Okay.
Because the Iron Man movies are continuing without Iron Man.
Correct.
Unless it's a series. Have you read any of the Ironheart comics?
No.
Me neither. I haven't read a lot of modern stuff.
Neither have I.
But I like the look. I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited to see more Iron Man stuff.
Who's taking that helm now?
They might have announced an actress. It's a character named Riri Williams, I believe. I don't know if they announced an actress yet. Because you would assume it would be his daughter, right?
You would assume.
But I don't think that's what's going to happen. But I'm excited to see like how that character's origin ties into Tony Stark, or if it does at all, or if it ties into Armor Wars, because I feel like those two things would have to be connected somehow.
All right, time out. I was drinking Reckoner by Rusty Rail Brewing Company.
Ooh. Not Lion,
it is a
whatever.
Good Imperial Hazy IPA. It's pretty good. And now I am transitioning into Fegley's. Oh my goodness. Extreme weather alert. Sorry for that. Fegley's. Rude Elf's Reserve.
Very festive. I have
very festive.
Yingling.
Late festive. New festive.
Oh, I'm getting the emergency alert now.
There you go.
I have Yingling chocolate porter.
It's some good stuff. I had one once.
Do
you taste the chocolate in that?
I can taste the chocolate. It's like an aftertaste.
Yes, it's great. I love it.
Big fan. It reminds me, I went to a brewery. It was called Clemson Brothers, and they had butter chocolate porter.
Ooh.
It reminded me of that, except that was a little bit better. But this is also really good.
But back to what we were talking about.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Another character I don't really know much about.
Me too. Other than the fact that he's basically Marvel's Batman.
I think so. I think he might be like unstable. Like I feel like he's kind of like a Deadpool-ish character. I don't know. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. There's a famous comic strip. I don't know if it's real or not, but it's him demanding money from Dracula. I think he's like, Dracula, you nerd, where's my money or something. So I'm excited to see. And then he calls the Avengers, and they're like, Dracula doesn't work here. Fantastic Four. Did you get a brownie?
Uh-huh.
Jealous. They announced a Fantastic Four movie. do you think about that?
Well, I mean, we kind of assumed a Fantastic Four movie was coming.
Yeah, but how do you feel about it?
That they better cast John Krasinski and his wife,
Emily Blunt?
as Emily Blunt, as Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic.
I feel like they will definitely reach out to him because people are expecting it. It's whether or not he agrees to do it, I feel.
And you know what I think would be really funny?
What's that?
If they cast Chris Evans as the Human Torch.
I think that would be funny, but I would hate it. And I think it would be a really dumb thing to do.
I think it would be really funny because it's like every time like he meets a new hero, they'd be like, dude, you look like Cap.
Now, they could definitely get some stuff out of it. I don't know. I don't think they'll do that. I don't know. I'm just
Hey, they're
excited to see
doing
a good...
Multiverse of Madness stuff, so that would be really funny.
You know what? They could pull the Johnny Storm from that universe. I don't know. I'm just excited to see a good Fantastic Four movie. Because I actually like the Fantastic Four, but they've been getting a real, like, bad deal. And I don't even hate the original ones. I just feel like they've never really been done justice. And I'm excited to see what they can do with them. Even though Reed Richards is just a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like to me, when I'm thinking back to those old Fantastic Four movies, that the movies were just kind of happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
don't like the
Superhero movies
go-lucky.
should not be happy-go-lucky. Just saying.
Fantastic Four shouldn't?
No.
I don't know. I feel like, well, I guess it depends on what era, because the original comics are like super camp and stuff, but I feel like all old comics are.
Yeah.
There's definitely darker ones.
Facts. The darker ones are usually the better ones anyway.
Well, you know that since it's an MCU movie, it's definitely going to be at least partial comedy.
Well, yeah. It's going to have its funny moments.
Like, it's not going to be dark. I feel like it's going to have the same tone as like Ant-Man.
It's not going to be old school Marvel movies where they were like, oh, we're super campy. And it's not going to be as dark as, hey, we're DC and we're going to make a dark universe and all of our bad guys are going to be great people.
Look how edgy we are.
Look how edgy we are.
This character,
they got to fight a big gray guy.
You can tell he's damaged.
Right in the middle. It's going to be nice. It's going to be right in the middle. It's going to be nice.
Yeah,
it's going to be just enough camp, just enough dark. Which
I think they wouldn't.
DC can't pull off because, you know, they suck. But
I think they wouldn't do it if they didn't have a good idea. So I feel like I feel pretty good about that.
Although, I mean, it's Disney, so they've got millionaire storyboard people that, you know, they're gonna.
There's 3 that I have no information on. So we can just get through those real quick.
Sure.
I Am Groot, which I think is like.
It's gonna be trash. Moving on.
What? You don't like Baby Groot?
No, they need to make that tree grow up.
I think it's just gonna be a series of
like I get it. Like he's a tree person. Trees take a while to grow. Like, but no. Like you didn't have enough with grown up Groot. You didn't have enough of that.
Well, I think it's gonna be shorts anyway. I don't think it's gonna be
because if the whole movie and or series is going to be about adolescent teenage Groot who wants to play video games and is just a little douchebag the entire time.
Nah. Teenage Groot is the worst Groot.
Facts.
Baby Groot's good. Adult Groot's good. Middle Groot is good. Not the best.
Just like people.
True, yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Apparently, it's going to be like
this is the title that makes me feel like the people at Marvel lost their minds.
No, I feel I feel like it's gonna be
Anytime
good.
that you end a whatever with holiday special, just seems like it's a bad idea.
Listen, James Gunn is directing it. The entire cast is back. It's gonna be great. I don't know what they're doing, but it's gonna be hilarious.
I'm sure it will be.
No, it'll be good.
Just as long as freaking Batista is Drax,
He'll be there.
because he's the best part of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies anyway.
I'm looking.
My reflexes are too fast. I would catch it.
Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantum Mania.
Kang the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror.
Which could set up the next big bad of, the whole next phase.
So am I crazy, or is Reed Richards a distant relative of Kang the Conqueror? Is that true? Or the opposite?
I don't know.
I think that's true. And they might also be related to Apocalypse. That sounds less true.
Yeah, that definitely sounds less true.
That part sounds less true, but I'm pretty
Apocalypse
sure
is a mutant.
So you can, I don't know. I feel like there's something there. I'm gonna look it up. I'll put a little snapshot in the video here. I'll put that in, whether or not any of that makes any sense.
Snapshot.
Boom. Secret Invasion.
That's gonna be dope.
I have no idea what it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like based
obviously
on
Skrulls. Duh.
Oh, yeah, the Skrulls are gonna be there, and I think Nick Fury is in it as well.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
They're just juicing Nick Fury for information. That's all they're doing.
Isn't he on
juicing
like
him.
vacation? Like, no, he's on a. Is he on vacation? Yeah.
Yeah, but he's with them. He's with the Skrulls. At the end of Captain Marvel, that's where he is. He's on their spaceship.
I thought he was on a beach. What am I thinking of?
No, like the scene opens up and he's like laying on a beach chair, but like it's just a fake image of a beach.
Oh, yeah,
and it like turns around and like he's actually on a spaceship.
He's on the ship.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what that's going to be then, because it's not going to be based off the. I guess loosely it might be.
They are leeching him for information. I bet it's gonna go something like this. Like they're gonna pretend that they're good guys just to get information out of like Nick Fury and stuff. They're gonna help for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're gonna help behind the scenes, make themselves seem useful, so that way they could invade, and then they're gonna turn and be the next big bads.
That's possible.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
I don't know. I feel like whoever the big bad is, it has to be tied to the whole multiverse theme.
Well, I mean, the whole big bad of the phase, I think, is going to be Galactus or Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
But most likely Galactus.
What about Christian Bale as the bad guy in Thor: Love and Thunder?
Who's the bad guy?
Gore the God Butcher.
Dope name, and I have no idea what that means.
It's from a recent, semi-recent Thor arc from the comics.
Okay.
He's a God Butcher. He kills gods.
So he's like the Kraven the Hunter of the Spider-Man universe.
Kind of.
But
it's
in the
been a
Thor
while
universe.
Since I've read that arc, so I don't really remember.
Okay. God Butcher. So he's like,
cool.
What's his name from God of War?
Yeah, maybe. Like Kratos?
Kratos, yes.
Kind of, except I don't think he has a nose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a thing against people without noses?
No, I'm just saying he doesn't have one. I don't think. Maybe he does, and that just.
So he's gonna look like Voldemort from Harry Potter.
He's gonna look a little bit like Voldemort.
Harry Potter.
Potter. So there's a lot going on in that movie. Because you've got two Thors. I'm pretty sure Chris Pratt is in it. as
Good.
Star-Lord.
Good. We
I
need a
think
little
that's
Andy Dwyer in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, because that's where
Ripped Andy Dwyer.
Thor left off. Last time we saw him, he was with the Guardians, right?
Yeah.
So I think I heard that he's in it. So now you have Christian Bale. I assume they're gonna put Beta Ray Bill in this. I feel like you have to, right?
Like, they need to put him in a Thor movie, but like already it sounds like they've got enough going on.
I don't know, man.
This God Butcher guy better be some kind of serious freaking threat that not only do you need 2 Thors plus Thor 0.5 and Chris Pratt, Andy Dwyer.
Oh, and Sif is back as well.
And Sif.
And Valkyrie's probably going to be in it, I assume. And
you might as well include the rest of the Avengers because, you know.
you could have like a Thor Corp. You could have that frog, that Thor frog. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Throg, I think they call him.
Throg.
I don't know. The Thor movies only get better, except they were okay, and then they were bad, and then they were really, really good. And I feel like it's just going to get better. Because Ragnarok
So you're saying Dark World was
the worst.
Bad.
It wasn't bad. It was just average. It was mediocre.
I would say that was better than the first Thor.
I don't know, because the first Thor at least had like...
All that is nostalgia.
Yeah. I love nostalgia.
Really, in that movie, nothing happens. He fights a destroyer.
He learns a lesson about what it means to be a good person and what it means to be worthy.
All I remember from that movie is he's like, oh my God, like my hammer is here stuck in a rock. And he's in that restaurant. He's like, this drink is good. Give me another. And he throws
that's great.
On the I mean, that's definitely great. But like that's the whole premise of the movie. Then
he walks into a pet store and yells, I need a horse. It's really good. That moment is better than anything in the second one. I need a horse. It's a pet store. That's great. Yeah, those movies they're good. They're great. Shang-Chi is still coming. Black Widow is still coming. Eternals is still coming, I guess. Angelina Jolie's in it, I guess. Kit Harington's in it, I guess.
That's the Black Knight.
Yeah, so all that's still happening. And I think that's all the news.
Is it? That's all
the news? So that's all I got.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think I covered everything pretty much. I would be shocked if I missed something. That was like over.
What if?
Huh?
What about What If?
Well, that's already been announced.
That's still news.
Hey, it's coming. What If it's coming? They did a short trailer for it actually that showed some new stuff. They showed Black Panther being picked up. It's going to be
by Yondu.
Yeah, it's going to be Chadwick Boseman's last performance. Because he did.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, because he did the voice for the show.
Good.
Yeah, so that'll be his final entry. They showed. I'm trying to like remember what was in that trailer. I think they showed more of.
They showed
what
if Peggy Carter became Captain America.
Yeah.
They showed
zombies.
Yes. Marvel Zombies. They showed a zombie Captain America versus Bucky Barnes. But
I don't know. How many? You don't know. I don't think they said how many episodes it's going to be.
No, I don't know.
They probably did. I just don't know the answer. Anyway, that's going to be great. It's interesting that they're doing like an animated thing.
Yes.
So I guess we'll see. I don't know.
We shall see.
Do you have any more news, or did I get everything?
No, I don't know.
That was a lot.
I'm sure we're missing something.
They hit us with a lot of
a
stuff
lot.
really quick.
Yeah, they did.
Like that was a lot.
Yeah.
But I guess when you don't put out
we
anything
really
for a
haven't
full
talked
year.
about Charlie Cox coming to Spider-Man 3.
Oh yeah. Daredevil's going to be in Spider-Man. I feel like it's just going to be a cameo as his lawyer. I don't think we're going to see him in the costume.
Yeah, probably not.
I think it's going to be like a quick little thing in the beginning. And then I don't think he's going to be in the rest. But it'll tie him, make him canon. Show that the Netflix stuff is still canon.
Canon-ish.
You know what they should have done? They should have done one little scene in Endgame or Infinity War where it shows them fighting in New York, like fighting the invaders in New York.
Yes.
Just one little scene. That's all they had to do.
All they had to do, but they didn't do it.
I don't know.
I mean, they did a lot, so I'm not going to criticize them for that. So,
no, those are two great movies. Yeah. I have nothing bad to say about them. That's probably not true. Movie theater butter popcorn.
Movie theater butter popcorn.
What you been watching? It's been a bit, so.
Well, I watched the new episodes of Pokemon Journeys.
Okay.
That was pretty good. I mean, it's about Ash Ketchum being in the World Coronation Series. So basically, it's like a ranking system. So all of the regions together, everyone that even gym leaders are all a part of the World Coronation Series, and they all have a ranking. They all battle each other, and then obviously increase in rank or decrease in rank.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. Basically, they're all trying to
be the very
get a chance to battle Leon, who's undefeated.
Right.
So it's pretty good.
All right.
What else did I finish? I've been watching bits and pieces of Bates Motel with Mandy.
Oh, really?
She's watching it right now.
Okay. It's the Psycho prequel.
Yes.
All right.
What else? I've been watching a lot of like reptile stuff.
Okay.
By the way, since you guys probably do not know, I have 4 reptiles.
I thought you were telling me. I'm like, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, you know that, but our viewers don't know this. Yeah, man, come on.
Like, why are you telling me that?
I own 4 leopard geckos right now. I did have a tortoise, a couple tortoises, and a bearded dragon, but they've all passed away. But I've been watching Clint's Reptiles on YouTube. It's a good channel.
Is that why Mandy was posting all the lizard pics the other day?
Probably. Mandy, you've been posting lizard pics?
I did post some.
Wow, you nerd.
Everyone except for Sunny, because he's a little jerk and bites.
Oh. Yeah, so I've been watching Clint's Reptiles a lot. I've been still watching the outdoor gear review for camping and stuff. Last week, I camped outside in 50-degree weather. It wasn't as cold as I wanted it to be, but
you should have done it tonight in the snow.
Right? I was thinking about it.
It's been perfect.
It's a school night. I mean, my job closed for.
I was gonna say, and by school you mean work.
Yeah, it's a work night, but
my job audience.
My job closed because of the bad weather we're having. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't have work tonight.
Oh, nice.
Other than that, I mean, I really haven't been doing much.
Okay.
I am still working on Star Wars Squadrons.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I've had some technical difficulties with recording
I captured
that. with the capture card. I don't know what the deal was. It wasn't coming out right or something like that. So that is still coming. Part 2 is still coming. Part 3 and probably 4, all that, and it's still coming.
I have the novel coronavirus. So
I know you look so sick and gross.
well, I'm actually, thank you. I'm actually feeling a lot better. I'm towards the end of it. But I have been quarantined for the past like 8 days, like just in my house. So I've been watching a lot of stuff. I watched the entire series of Big Mouth on Netflix.
Yeah, I watched that too.
Yeah, which
It's good.
is surprisingly good. Like it's real dumb.
It is real dumb, but it's real funny.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's better than I expected it to be. I've been playing.
It's like Family Guy with more sexual innuendos.
True. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Ooh, how is that?
It's pretty good. It's a little buggy, if I'm being honest. Like sometimes it'll just boot me out of the game.
Really?
Yeah, and like just have an error screen.
Okay.
I think it's because they might have made it for like the new consoles.
Yeah.
I've heard a few games are having this problem. I heard Cyberpunk is having a lot of problems.
Yeah, like if they're trying to play it on the Xbox One or the PS4, and
Yeah.
it's really kind of tailored towards the.
It's a little buggy, but when it's working, it's fun. Like I
have been looking nonstop on Best Buy's website for a Xbox Series X, and they are sold out all the time. So it's not looking like I'm gonna get one till like next year sometime.
But when the game is working, it's fun. It's Viking stuff. I love Norse mythology. There's a little bit of that in there, so I'm liking that.
You saying that reminds me of Assassin's Creed 3. Because Assassin's Creed 3 was pretty buggy when I was playing that.
So this is like a trend.
I wouldn't say it's a trend because Black Flag, in my opinion, wasn't very buggy for me.
Okay.
I played through that game and I'd never really had any issues. And then I think there was another one after that. What was it? It was Assassin's Creed Origins, I think. And then now we have Valhalla.
Yeah.
But I mean, my biggest complaint with Assassin's Creed is that like with those games, they just pump them out like every year.
Yeah.
Like the game could be so much better if like they would wait like a couple of years in between each game.
See,
but
I've never noticed because I haven't played them. This is the first one I've ever played.
Yeah, I pretty much stopped after Black Flag because I mean, like they had a whole story going from the beginning to Assassin's Creed 3, and then they just killed off the whole story.
It seems like all the things that I thought about Assassin's Creed, they pretty much try and distance themselves from. Like I feel like they wanted to make a Viking game, but they wanted to give it the name credibility of Assassin's Creed.
Right.
Because there isn't really very much assassin stuff. I mean, there is, but it's pretty optional. And then there isn't a lot of like the what is it called? The animus?
Yeah.
There's none of that so far. And I've been playing a lot of it. So there was like one little scene of it. Like it's definitely part of the game, but it's not like I don't know. But I'm enjoying it. I think you should give it a try. It's real good. There's a lot of
sure at some point. The
combat's pretty
my
brutal.
Dog thinks he's gonna try and play with me right now, so he's been chewing on a toy and he just dropped it right here on the floor. So if you heard a big thump, that's what that was.
I miss Ernie so much.
The next
what else have I been doing? Oh, I listened to the entire audiobook of The Fellowship of the Ring, which took 20 hours. Because I've always been a fan of
20 hours for that.
Well, I listened to it.
Wow, you really don't have anything to do with the coronavirus.
Well, I actually finished that before I was diagnosed.
Oh, wow.
Well, I listened to a lot of it driving, and then I was listening to that while I was...
Which, by the way, means Roger has no life, but continue.
I listened to it while I was driving.
Which is totally safe, by the way.
It is. It's like listening to the radio. Just let me say all my stuff, because I got a lot. We're going to have to start I'm going to have to... Oh, man. I'm going to have to hang up and call again. because we've only got a minute 48. This is gonna be like a 5-hour. This is gonna be, you know what? This is gonna be a 2-parter. This is a deleted scene. Anyway, I listened to it while I'm driving,
What?
and then I listened to it at the forge, which is another thing that I've been doing. I made a short video about it before. I built a blacksmith forge.
All right, just hang up and come back and talk
Doing
about
that.
the forge.
All right. I will.
Oh crap!
All right. Yes, I've listened to it at the blacksmith forge, which I made, small charcoal blacksmith forge. I've made 2 knives so far. I made this guy. It's pretty rudimentary, right? So I was mostly just like practicing like techniques and shaping and stuff. I just made a little pokey boy. And this is what I've been working
like
on
a
recently.
bayonet.
Right, this one's turning out more knife-like. It's definitely
Okay.
got the right width. Like this boy's a little thick,
Thick boy.
but this one came out a little bit better. So, you know, it's something that takes a lot of work. It's not easy to do. So I'll get there.
You'll get there.
What else have I been doing? Oh, I started Community on Amazon Prime, which
Okay.
is made by the creator of Rick and Morty.
Really?
Yeah, and I think you should give it a shot.
Dan Harmon and what's
Dan
his
Har-
name?
Just Dan Harmon made this.
Justin Roiland had no part.
I don't believe so, no.
Really?
But it's pretty good. It's dated for sure. But I think it came out in like 2009 or something.
Okay.
So it's pretty old. But it's good. I've been enjoying it. What else? I rewatched God of Monsters or King of Monsters or whatever, but that's nothing new.
What?
And I think that's basically it for what I can remember.
King of Monsters.
Yeah, Godzilla.
Godzilla.
We went to see that together, right? Did we?
I believe we did.
I feel like we should have if we didn't. Do you want to jump into mail?
Sure.
Some questions? If I have any. I actually don't know if I do. All right. Do capes make people in the Star Wars universe immune to blaster fire?
No.
This question is by Joseph Busby. So I think
What would make you think that?
I'm trying to think, because Darth Vader definitely is immune to blaster fire for the most
I mean,
part.
he's not though. But I mean, he also blocked it with a mechanical hand, so
Yeah.
there's that.
I
and
think
he
it was
has the
mostly the
Force.
Force he used to block it, I feel.
Which is a force ability.
Yeah. So in a lot of ways, he is immune to blaster fire. Who else has a cape? You got
Lando?
Lando has a cape. Has he ever been shot?
No.
No. You got the bad guy from Rogue One. I feel like he's been shot for sure.
Yeah, but he was shot.
Yeah.
100%.
So, you got the bad guy from Mandalorian.
Krennic. It was Krennic.
You have the Mandalorian, who is immune to blaster fire.
Moff Gideon.
Yeah, Moff Gideon is. But then Mando.
But the man. Yeah, but is that really a cape?
Yeah.
It's like more of a scarf, isn't it? It's like an in between. It's like a escape.
You know, Captain Phasma is immune to blaster fire.
Okay, let's not get into that character because they gave that character the Boba Fett treatment as of until.
Well, no, you
lately.
can't say that anymore.
You're right. You can't say that anymore because Boba
that's-
Fett is a BA.
Yep, Boba Fett's back, baby.
But
Better than ever. Boba Fett's
Before
back.
this series of The
Yeah,
Mandalorian,
he was
he
garbage.
was useless.
And I love
He
Boba
was just
Fett.
there to be like, yo, I am a bounty hunter and I look cool, but I'm going to do nothing and die.
You can see my Boba Fett helmet in the background. I love Boba Fett, but in the original trilogy, he wasn't great.
Yeah, he was nothing.
But while there is a lot of evidence to support that you're more likely to be immune to blaster fire if you wear a cape,
Consensus.
the fact that Krennic got
No,
shot,
you are not immune.
Yeah, the fact that I'm pretty sure Krennic got shot means that you're not immune.
Krennic was a douche.
But
I mean, all Moffs and whatnot are douches, but
if you
Krennic
wear a
was
cape,
definitely the worst of the douches.
it might be fair to say that if you wear a cape, you might be more safe.
I think it just means, like, if you're wearing a cape, you're a little more important than everybody else.
Right? Like,
so
if you wear a cape, you're making a statement.
Yeah.
You obviously have something going on. All right. I have a Dungeons and Dragons question.
Ooh.
By Michael Hahn. If you multi-class, what's your favorite multi-class combo and why?
Dude, it's literally been so long since I've played Dungeons and Dragons that I don't even remember the rules.
I believe your character wasn't a multi-class character.
No.
I think it was a fighter. No, it was a ranger. Your character was a ranger.
Yes. I was a ranger dragonborn.
Yes. I don't think, well, I've never played a character. So I've never multi-classed. I think, you know what? No.
You will for the story that I've been creating, which, by the way, I just drew up a storyboard for, and it has 5 parts.
Oh, boy. I'm excited for that when it definitely actually happens.
I have most of the first part written.
I'm going to make a different character. The character that I said before I was going to make, the detective, I'm not making anymore. I'm going to make a different character.
It's just a matter of adding in the creatures and doing all that work.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I did have an NPC that was a multi-class. It was a goblin, and he was he had 3 classes. He was a cleric, he was a rogue, and he was an accountant.
An accountant.
An accountant. So that's 3 classes.
All right.
No further questions.
I'm moving on to third beer, which is Yangling Black and Tan.
I do love black and tan.
Which tells you of the region in which we sort of live. Along with Rogers, Yangling, Hershey.
Yeah, I also had a Yangling before you did.
Yeah,
final question.
Away.
By Joshua
My dogs
Blake
are going
Midgley.
crazy. I'm sorry.
Huh?
My dogs are going crazy.
Joshua Blake Midgley. Why haven't we seen an older public movie or a TV when everyone clearly wants it?
Because they are not ready to do it. There's still a lot of story to be told with what they have right now. If you are patient, I believe it will come.
I mean, they're announcing a new series every day, so.
This is true.
I feel like I might have heard something that they're doing that.
I mean, I don't think it's official, but they are definitely going to do it.
I feel like I heard it. I don't know.
There are basically infinite stories between the prequel trilogy to the sequel trilogy. There's like an infinite amount of stories you can tell right in there. Plus, with all the legends and stuff that they have negated, they could just rewrite all of it. They could do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So they could literally make a Star Wars movie every single year that we are alive for the rest of our lives.
That's true. And they probably will. They seem really married to the time in between episode 3 and A New Hope. And then
because there's a lot in there that hasn't been covered before. It's like a 20-something year gap, or like an 18-year gap or something like that.
Yeah.
That has never really been told before. So
I just kind of want more stories like post Return of the Jedi, which I guess we're getting in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, we are, because I guess it's like 9 years after Return of the Jedi.
And all the Ahsoka stuff is going to be post. So I guess I'm getting it. And then I have nothing to complain about.
You're getting it. Then, like you said, there's definitely a lot of story to be told there too.
Yeah.
Between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy.
You think we'll ever get any stories beyond
the sequel
Rise
trilogy?
Of Skywalker?
I think that's less likely, but I think
think
it
they'll do
will
it?
definitely happen. Like, I think they might do the same kind of treatment that they did with Mark Hamill. Like, when Daisy Ridley is a little older, maybe they'll be like, oh, hey, we're going to do this trilogy, and you're going to be the Jedi Master of this. And see where it ends up.
I'm sure eventually they will.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's Disney.
Yeah.
Like, if you think of it, they
They're gonna
have
make it.
unlimited amount of stories to tell in Star Wars. Like I said, we could have a Star Wars movie or series every single year for the rest of our lives.
I mean, we're on
That's
our
how
third
much
Ant-Man
content
movie,
they
so.
have, which means they paid what? Like, they paid George Lucas what? Like, it was like $5 billion or something like that for Star Wars.
$4 billion.
Yeah, like, totally worth it.
Yeah,
they won't
100%.
like they've probably already made that with their
Mm-hmm.
3 movies.
I
So
have no doubt. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff coming up. I'm pretty excited for it.
Ditto.
I feel like this episode's going to be a 2-parter. I might split it up into 2.
We will be disappointed by some content.
Yeah. Not everything.
But we will also be really stoked by some content.
I've always said
we've got the sequel trilogy, which a lot of people do not like, including myself. And then we have The Mandalorian, which everyone unanimously is like, yeah, it's awesome.
Some people still complain about it a lot.
Yeah, well, they don't matter.
Yeah, no, I agree. They say
they don't matter.
It's too episodic. Grogu ate those eggs. Ahsoka Tano's thing.
It's too episodic, short. But it's
fine.
A series.
Yeah, it's a series of episodes.
So
this episode was too episodic.
Wow. Just wow. That's all I have to say.
I'm ready to sign off. Personally, I'm ready. Emotionally,
are we really going to sign off without talking about Supernatural?
Yeah, that's like a whole episode.
All right. That might be our next episode. Supernatural.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that finale. I will discuss whether or not I cried.
I watched it, and Roger finally watched it.
Yeah, it took me. Oh yeah, back to movie theater butter popcorn. I watched the finale.
All right, we're gonna do our sign off.
Yeah, let's do that. 3, 2, 1.
Carry on.
If you want to, I don't want to put any pressure on you. Seriously, it's up to you. Like, it's a personal decision that everyone has to make on their own. I'm going to.
Just shut up and end this.
But I don't want you to think that just because I'm going to do it, and Dan probably will too. I don't want you to think
Carry on my wayward son.
So it's going to be a personal decision for everyone.
There'll be peace when
here I go. I'm about to do it right
done.
now. For real. All right. Bye.